Welcome to another edition of CWL Universe. Make sure to check us out on Twitch, twitch.tv/KirbyCWL for more of your favorite content. The description will have the link below, and I hope to see you there. Enjoy the show.
It's our time to shine. Show that's the kind of state of mind you gotta combine with hard work and time. You gotta climb to the top. Don't let yourself drop till your heart stops. Let this beat rock. Got a new clock and a new stock for this new rock. Just let your mind loose from the new stock. Drunk off the goose, thinking that I'm too pop. Getting caught with a few thoughts cause I'm too lost. Off the speakers can't even handle me. Giving what I got, nobody's gonna drain my energy. And I will never stop, I'm motivated by enemies. Setting up shop so everybody remember me. And no, I am not going through life regretfully. I'd rather work non-stop, what they call incessantly, than work some odd job just to live life pleasantly. Already got lost in my mind, not a fantasy. I'm getting there. Forgotten souls, so stop, drop, and roll. You lost all control and pop off your balls. I got squat, I fall. I'm not bought, I'm sold. My stock rocks, it's gold. Hey, knock, knock, she holding shit, talk to close. I ain't stopping though. It's hip hop, you know, or is it rock and roll? I'm not dropping down, no, my pocket's grown. You can't stop the show, so get rockin' on. So let me break it all down for you.
It is time for Nemesis 5.11. I am Joey Sinclair, joined by Alexandria Shaw, and we are just 1 week away before we head off to Buffalo. But first, we have one more show.
Oh, and it looks like, we've seen backroom dealings just backstage. And we know Eli Evans going to be in a qualifying match or not, but it looks like Seth Dallas crashing the party here backstage for backroom dealings.
Yeah, the chaos still ensues after what happened last week, as Seth Dallas and Aldo Shaw just keep on fighting each other anywhere, anytime, any place.
They cannot get their hands off each other, as now Seth Dallas bullet kick to Aldo Shaw. But Aldo Shaw!
Oh! A strike where the sun doesn't shine from Aldo Shaw. As now, it looks like he just throws him outside of that locker room and now looks to just beat down Dallas even more.
This has gotten so personal between these two men, and now Aldo Shaw looking to put the ultimate exclamation point on things. He'll come up to the table, but no, Seth Dallas fighting with everything he's got to put him through it. Northern Lights!
The Northern Lights through the table as we see the Crimson Mask dawn upon Seth Dallas. And now, Aldo shows he's crawling away from Dallas, but oh no! Caught in. Oh wait, but Dallas able to fight that. Another takes down. Oh! Bullet kick of his.
Slaps him on his head.
Oh my god!
Aldo Shaw and Seth Dallas continuing to just tear apart the Nemesis backstage area. It's not even been the first match, Sinclair. They cannot wait till next Sunday.
Yeah, chaos is just ensued over on Nemesis, but we have our first match coming up. Yui Nishimura, who's going to face off against Selena Adams for the Nemesis Women's Championship, is fighting Haley Hudson, who also fought Selena Adams a week ago, and she came up short today. Let's see if she's able to beat down on Yui Nishimura.
The opening match of Nemesis is set for one fall. Introducing first, representing Star Jammer LLC, weighing 195 pounds, from Sapporo, Japan, the shoot fighter princess, Yui Nishimura.
The shoot fighting princess herself, Yui Nishimura, getting a bit of a rehearsal before she's gonna face off against Selena Adams at Gold in the Bank, and we'll see if she's gonna be successful here tonight against a formidable opponent in Haley Hudson.
You say formidable. Haley came maybe the closest she's ever come to getting her first win against Selena Adams, the Nemesis Women's Champion. You've got to feel, even though she did come up with a win, she came up with some momentum. Yui can't be overlooking her here tonight.
And her opponent, weighing 154 pounds, from Arlington, Texas, the Hammer, Haley Hudson.
And Haley Hudson now making her way down to the ring, still looking for her first win after all of these years. But, she's taking the right steps. She was extremely close to winning against Selena Adams when they faced off. And now, maybe carrying on that momentum, she could be able to get an upset win against Yui, who could possibly, be looking, over this match.
Absolutely, but here's the dangerous thing about Yui Nishimura, and Selena Adams found this out firsthand and even commented on it after the show last week, is that Yui Nishimura doesn't need to beat you down to beat you. She doesn't need to wear you out. She doesn't need to outpower you. She just needs one good strike right on the jaw, and it's lights out. Doesn't matter how bad you want it. Doesn't matter how many matches you've won, how many matches you lost. Everyone can get knocked out by one good punch.
Oh, but Haley Hudson starting off this match not wanting to even taste that vicious any punch from Yui Nishimura, but Nishimura bouncing back quickly, having a half Boston Crab there, but Haley Hudson able to kick off Nishimura, but Yui able to reverse into a dragon screw as these two go in full force in the beginning of this match, and Yui with another submission, a modified camel clutch, but Haley getting out of it once again.
He may be looking to show that she doesn't just need the KOs, she doesn't just need the strikes, she can do whatever to put down Selena, but the Hurricane I put her down. Oh, wait a second, reverses the momentum.
No, only a 1 count again, as that Hurricane Rana might have just rattled Yui, but able to bounce back into her own pinfall, as it looks like Yui looking to get the advantage back in this match.
These two have been back and forth since the offset, and now Yui Nishimura, you've got to beginning to feel the pressure here. Maybe at the beginning of this match was overlooking Yui Nishimura, was looking over Haley Hudson rather, and now she's paying the price.
Yeah, and right now not looking good, as it looks like Haley using another submission herself with that head scissors, but no, Yui able to get out of it. As both of these women using submissions early in this match, but I have to think, Yui may be doing it to show that she's not just the only woman here on the roster that's proficient in submissions.
And now, Haley went for the knees, a little too slow there. Nishimura is ready for them. And Haley, if I don't mean to be rude to say this, but in a rare form of being in control here. We don't often see this from Haley Hudson, of her getting in control of these matches, and now she seems to have taken advantage of her opportunity against the number 1 contender.
Oh, no, only a 1 count though, but these are steps in the right direction for Haley Hudson. If she's able to continue this punishment on Yui, it might quickly be enough to get the win here.
It's now just wrenching that elbow of Yui Nishimura, trying to take out that power from the left hand, from the southpaw of Yui Nishimura. But Yui just as dangerous with either hand as she connects with that right to the gut, and now kicking it!
Kicking it right to the jaw. 1, 2, no! Haley Hudson able to kick out even after that brutal kick there but it wasn't enough as Haley looking to get back into the swing of things. Drop kick avoided by Yui, but Haley fighting back once more into a suplex there, throwing Yui as far as she can.
Oh, but Yui back up to her feet, not staying down even for a second, but gets hit with the lariat, and now Haley Hudson back in control. Yui Nishimura outside of the kick in it, which seems to be like a flurry there. Haley Hudson has been in control of a good portion of this match, not looking good for the number one contender, as now she just sits in on that leg and that modified figure 4, doing serious damage to the challenger.
Yeah, Haley Hudson wearing down the arms and the legs of Yui Nishimura, which are very vital to her offense, but it might have not been enough. Yui's charging up. Number 1 hit. That strike that could knock out Selena Adams next week. 2, 3 gets her the win here tonight. And if that happens next week, Shaw, we have a new Nemesis Women's Champion.
Yeah, I think we've just found out who Destiny's Child is, because she may have just given us a glimpse into Selena Adams' destiny in just 7 days' time.
The winner of the match, the Shoot Fighter Princess, Yui Nishimura.
We could have just seen a preview for Gold in the Bank. That number 1 hit knocked out Haley Hudson, as she's yet to even move after being hit by that strike. And like I said before, that could be enough to get her the win for the Nemesis Women's Championship.
Oh, you want to talk about previews? We might be getting a preview of it right now. Selena Adams, she's looking for a little bit of revenge after last week.
Yeah, clearly angered after getting knocked out cold by Yui Nishimura as she charges into the ring, and Yui immediately trying to charge down on Selena, but these two are just raining down strikes on each other once again.
Nishimura able to get the advantage in the striking game, and we see Adams getting laid out. And oh, you want to talk about a picture perfect preview here? Number 1. Hey, wait a second.
Wait, caught into a crossface as Selena Adams caught the number 1 hit. And Yui retreating immediately after that. Her vintage strike Selena just countered it.
Selena Adams showing that she is ready for the number 1, that she's ready for Yui Nishimura. She said that she was going to make some waves and rock the boat. We'll see how Yui Nishimura's sea legs hold up next Sunday. And speaking of next Sunday, we've got a qualifier for the big titular match next Sunday. Jacob Knight vs. George Callop. Winner is at Gold in the Bank.
Yeah, Jacob Nitro, who beat Aldo Shaw last week. And, maybe this, it was a bit of a prep before he was going to face off for getting into Gold in the Bank. And we're going to find out if he's completely ready to face off against, George Callop. We'll see who's going to make it into Gold in the Bank next.
The following match is set for 1 fall. Introducing first, representing Anarchy Inc., weighing 218 pounds, from Rahway, New Jersey, Jacob Nitro.
Jacob Nitro looking to get into one of the biggest matches of his career in Gold in the Bank. But first, he's facing off against George Caleb, who's a man that, I didn't really see being able to put himself into this kind of position. He went to the Nemesis after being down in Genesis for a bit, and now, he's teaming up with Tony Samuels in the show Stealing Syndicate, and they really have been stealing the show as of late.
Absolutely. It is just lightning in a bottle, those two. They have been on the warpath ever since becoming a tag team, and you can't deny the results. I mean, they're so far undefeated on Nemesis shows as a tag team, but tonight it's all about what George Caleb can do on his own solo.
And his opponents, representing the show Stealing Syndicate, George Caleb.
And George Caleb now looking to find himself in Gold in the Bank. Ever since, this bit of the transformation he's had, he usually wore that shirt over his chest, but now he's letting it all show here, showing, the results of, all the training that he's been through ever since going to Nemesis. And we're going to see if it's going to pay off in a Gold in the Bank spot here tonight.
With a physique chiseled like granite, he is looking to chisel in his name into the legends, into the record books. And by winning Gold in the Bank, he would do just that. But he's going to get someone who's been here a lot longer, and who maybe you could argue wants it a lot more, because Jacob Nitro, at least to this commentator's knowledge, has never held a singles title in his entire time in the CWL. And he doesn't want George Caleb jumping the line.
Yeah, it could be a bit of motivation, or extra motivation, heading into this match as the referee rings this bell. Nitro, Caleb. Let's see how this one starts off, as it looks like George Caleb wrenching back on, the elbow of Jacob Nitro, just trying to wear him down. But into a hammerlock now is Nitro able to work himself out of that arm hold and just wrenching back even more until he's finally done, just pushes him off.
And that's an old veteran move there. You see that slap to the back of the head. Just sort of showing that he's not too impressed with what George Caleb has been showing him as of late. Just sort of saying, hey, impress me. Show me what you've got, or else I'm going to keep slapping you around. And that's a little bit stiffer, player.
Yeah, if there's one way to get someone to look more serious at you, it's with a lariat like that. As now George Caleb with that move, it just takes control of this match. But Nitro trying to shut that down immediately, wrenching the arm, and now has him just wrenching on the head of Caleb, but he's able to work himself out of it. But Nitro catches him into a neck breaker, as the experience of Nitro might be too much for Caleb.
Yeah, that's the thing we're seeing. We're seeing Caleb as being able to answer the call to Nitro, but the big difference is going to be, can he last in the ring? As he goes for a cover, only a 1 count, but as the match wears on, as Nitro begins to possibly drag him into deep waters, how well does George Caleb float? How well can he adapt to what Jacob Nitro is throwing at him? Just like how he threw that leg drop at him right on the bottom rope. And now he's looking to go up top and maybe put this one away for good, as he turns around and a beautifully executed senton.
Thought he might have been going for the Nitro boost, but tricked us all. And now a burning twister that doesn't trick anyone, but it might have knocked out George Caleb. 1, 2, no! Caleb able to kick out of 2 as this match continues on.
And now, though, Nitro still in a fantastic spot, not wasting any time with the burnout. And he is looking to make this bright star burn out indeed. 2, 3.
and Jacob Nitro finds his way into Gold in the Bank.
Jacob Nitro showing that you can have all the youthful exuberance in the world. You could be the hottest new talent, but you've ought to be prepared for every opponent's put in front of you. And simply put, Jacob Nitro was prepared for George Callop.
The winner of the match and qualifying for Gold in the Bank, Jacob Nitro.
And Jacob Nitro with the win here tonight, as now he is just one step closer to getting that briefcase. And if he gets that briefcase, he's going to be one step closer to finally having singles gold around his waist.
It's been so long, but he could finally get the chance. And speaking of a chance, we're about to get to see a match that, picking up on a missed opportunity, back when we were having the Tag Team Contenders Tournament, these two were in a match against each other, Backroom Dealings versus the Show Stealing Syndicate. But despite these two being in the match, amidst all that chaos, they never once laid a finger on each other. Now, we get to see these two all up against each other, fighting, punching, kicking, meat to meat here tonight.
The following match is set for one fall. Introducing first, representing Backroom Dealings, weighing 244 pounds, from Birmingham, England, Eli Evans.
Eli Evans looking for another target, another person to respect his disrespect, as Tony Samuels is going to face off against him. But, you know, both of these men, they don't have the same backgrounds, but both of them have came from Genesis. So Eli Evans could be looking to make Tony Samuels respect how he's been here longer. He has more experience. While both of them might have came from the same brand, he's looking to show that he's the superior one from the two.
And his opponent, representing the Show Stealing Syndicate, weighing 240 pounds, from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Tony Samuels.
Why Eli Evans might be trying to force Tony Samuels to respect his disrespect, Tony's not going to have any of it, as he has his eye set on Gold in the Bank. And he probably even wants a bit of revenge after seeing his tag partner fail in a Gold in the Bank qualifier literally last match.
Yeah, but also, if you're Tony Samuels, you need to have eyes in the back of your head. I mean, you've got to think about it. It's been chaos on Nemesis, and yes, there have been measures put in place tonight about, you know, there's been a bit less chaos, but, I mean, it's Backroom Dealings. And his only real friend on this brand, Tony Samuels, just got taken out by Jacob Nitro. He's not got anyone else to watch his back. I mean, he's not Tony Many Friends Samuels. That's not what the MF stands for.
Right, indeed, but we'll see if we see any Backroom Dealings shenanigans here tonight as this match gets started. We're about to find out who's going to be the final participant in the men's Gold in the Bank match. Will it be Tony Samuels or Eli Evans? And right now, it looks like Eli Evans, but no! Tony Samuels countering, as both of these men want some Gold in the Bank.
Yeah, want to cement their name as well. We've seen what Gold in the Bank has done for the careers of many a superstar here in CWL. It's how a legend like FBA rose to the top so meteorically. It's how we saw Citro Horn make name for himself, and Tony Samuels looking to do the same thing by taking out Eli Evans.
Yeah, taking all the risks he needs to win this match, but that lariat caught into an STO as Eli Evans looks to bounce back from this match. The kind of, shining star of the backroom dealings ever since they came to Nemesis. As right now, Eli Evans is looking to school Tony Samuels as he ducks under another lariat and just throws him to the other part of the outside as the referee continues his count.
Yes, now sent right into that ring post. Here's the thing. You don't have to make it to Golden Bank by pinfall submission. I think either of these guys would be okay with a 20 count countout. But we are going to see Tony Samuels bring it in, and that's where the pride factor comes in. Any other competitor, we would see one of these men possibly try to go for a pinfall, but they want to prove they could beat the other man here tonight.
Yeah, it could also be a cause, to save some stamina before heading into it. Such a brutal match like Gold in the Bank, as now the referee gets knocked down, and these two men not caring about anyone who gets knocked down during their fight here, as those drop kicks are absolutely devastating. And Samuels the strength, and then slamming him back down for powerbomb. Only a 1 count though.
Only a 1 for now, though. The damage is piling up on Eli Evans as the Kawada kicks connect to the head. You've got to feel he needs to start building some momentum.
Yeah, and that single leg drop kick is a great way to start. But Tony Samuels just trying to not let that happen in any way possible, as now that camel clutch is locked in. We know Tony Samuels has that sleeper hold that could take out anyone at any time, but the camel clutch was not able to do that, as Eli Evans was able to take down Tony Samuels at the clothesline.
And these two, it's getting a bit more back and forth, but you gotta wonder if maybe what Tony Samuels has done earlier in the match has been, working a lot better for him, as now Eli Evans has got him up. Slingshot Falcon Arrow! Shades of
move there.
Very vicious. Shades of Tully Blanchard with it, and now a detonation kick right to the dome piece. That could have knocked out Samuels.
Quickly into a pin now. 1, 2. No, another kick out at 2 for Tony Samuels, as that wasn't able to get the pinfall. Eli Evans is looking to hit Driven Disrespect, middle of the ring. 1, 2. No! The shoulder up at 2. As even though Tony Samuels might have gotten some disrespect driven right into his face, it wasn't able to put him down for a 3 count.
Now Tony just trying to fight up to his feet. Trying to do what it takes to get back into this match, because now he's the one on the back foot. And Eli now go down for the drop kick and stay going for the second, and this time gets him off his feet.
The adrenaline is running through Tony Samuels' veins, is now has Eli Evans up on his feet. Samuels slam! That driver is vicious, and it could have led his way to Gold in the Bank. 1, 2. No! Like Tony Samuels just did before, Eli Evans also able to get the shoulder up, as both of these men have taken the other's best shot. So you have to wonder what's it going to be to get them the win.
Oh no, it's going to be whoever has that little bit extra left in the gas tank. At the end of the day, and Tony Samuels is trying to drive Eli on empty.
Driving his head right into the apron, one of the most vicious parts of the ring, as I could have just disoriented Eli Evans enough to get this match, get the victory here tonight, but he was able to fight out of it. Is now Samuels is stunned himself.
Yeah, those elbows escaping the fallaway slam has him rocked here. And we've seen the amount of damage both these men have taken, the toll being taken in this match. But Eli can't let himself get complacent here.
Yeah, got a bit too cocky, taunting right as Samuels got into the ring, as that mistake there could lead to Samuels winning this match. But oh, Eli with an elbow there wasn't expected. But Samuels able to bounce back, just pushing away. Eli, oh! Lariat sends him down and has him tumbling to the outside.
And I think if he did tumble to the outside, that might have been it, Sinclair. As he was out like a light, he starts him with a second lariat.
Lariat's absolutely vicious, but I think those punches right to the face might be even more vicious. Pinned again, 1, 2, another kick out at 2 from Eli Evans.
These two men, back and forth, back and forth. Whose gas tank is going to run out first? They're going down the stretch, 100 miles an hour. Super kick!
Super kick right on the money. 1, 2, 3. And a 1 super kick was all that it took after all of that for Eli Evans to get himself the victory here tonight as he seals his spot in Gold in the Bank.
What a photo finish between these two. You gotta feel, even though Eli Evans came out with the win here tonight, it could have gone absolutely either way.
The winner of the match and qualifying for Gold in the Bank, Eli Evans.
The field is set for Gold in the Bank. On Nemesis, we have Eli Evans, Jacob Nitro, and Chris Edwards. On the Vindication side, we have Ryan Quinn, the 13, and Lucas Button. Who's going to head out of there, head out of Buffalo, holding the Gold in the Bank briefcase? It's that, oh!
Jesus! That's Empresaria taking out Cassie Clark in the backstage area.
Out of nowhere, just the vicious chair strikes. And now, Empresaria having Cassie in a powerbomb position through the table.
Through the table and onto the concrete. Cassie Clark's supposed to be in the Gold in the Bank match next week. Is she going to be able to make it?
Yeah, I mean, oh God, so much chaos always happening on Nemesis, but now this is a bad blood match. Pistolero and Jay Scott gonna face off one-on-one for the 2 face off in a tag team match, with Pistolero joining up with the Highwaymen and Michael Young, and Jay Scott joining his buddy Rodrigo as Starjammer.
The following match is set for 1 fall. Introducing first, representing the Highwaymen, weighing 185 pounds, from Allentown, Pennsylvania, Pistolero.
Pistolero now, you know, ever since the Highwaymen got together, they lost to the War Boys. And then we saw Michael Young lose to Rodrigo, so, you know, the confidence of the Highwaymen might be a bit shaken. But a great way to get it back here is if Pistolero is to put down his former, what I assume to be his boss in Jay Scott.
Yeah, and we've seen Pistolero show, though, that at any given moment, he can rock up with the 3 most dangerous letters in CWL. That's CWK. And if that's enough, then Jay Scott's going to be put out for tonight.
And his opponent, representing Starjammer LLC, weighing 221 pounds, from West Hamptons, Long Island, Jay Scott.
confidence is definitely running high for the leader of Starjammer LLC. First, seeing the Highwaymen lose to the Warbuddies must have had a big grin on the face of Jay Scott. Not only that, but probably even a bigger grin after he saw Rodrigo Del Gaiso tap out Michael Young, and now he's just looking to make this whole month just successful if he's able to take down Pistolero here tonight.
Absolutely, Starjammer's looking for a clean sweep, baby, and I mean they're pretty close to getting it. They got obviously the loss with the War Boys. Well, that's not part of Starjammer. It's still good for Starjammer. Rodrigo beat Mikey. We could see them go 2 straight against them, and then that does not bode well for the Gold in the Bank show, because then it's all on them to just, tap it in, so to speak.
Yeah, the momentum is clearly on the side of Starjammer, but anything can happen in that ring, and we're going to find out if Pistolero is able to shut down that clean streak, shaking the confidence of Jay Scott and Rodrigo Del Gaiso before their match at Gold in the Bank, as both of these men starting off immediately, and that knee strike just sent down Jay Scott.
Yeah, immediately, and that's what I'm talking about with Pistolero. He's such a dangerous competitor in the sense of that when we often say someone's a jack of all trades, it just means they're kind of okay at all things. Pistolero is quick, Pistolero hits hard, and Pistolero is strong as hell.
Oh. Yeah, that back suplex, getting only Pistolero a 1 count, but we know how strong Pistolero is. That chokeslam taking down Jay Scott, as right now he has no answers for Pistolero.
Yeah, spear in the corner and just hoofs him over his head there with that belly to belly. And now Jay dodges the kick, trying to get something going here. Oh, drops toe hold to Pistolero, and now Jay Scott finally getting a chance to get in some off on Pistolero.
Yeah, you have to avoid these vicious strikes, and you have to find a way to weasel your way out of the strength of Pistolero. But now we're seeing a bit of strength here from Jay Scott with that deadlift gut wrench suplex, and the follow-up, a drop kick right to the side of the head.
Pistolero battling from underneath. Jay Scott, to his credit, has brought this back a bit, but the lariat from Pistolero brings him to the ground. And like I said, Jay Scott, he could keep it as even as he wants, but at the end of the day, if Pistolero can hit that CWK, it could very well be all over. But now we see that Cloverleaf locked in. Could we see a submission here on Pistolero? No, he powers out of it.
Yeah, he wrenched really back on that Cloverleaf, but it just wasn't enough here, as now Jay Scott taking down Pistolero. Both of these men know each other very well during Suplex Bridge. Only a 1 count though, but like I was saying, both of these men know each other very well. I mean, they were in the same team together. You have to wonder, what do these two have to change up, because they've scouted each other very well. So you have to wonder what they have to change up so they aren't as predictable.
Well, sometimes you just gotta go back to a classic, as we are seeing vintage Pistolero here with that Northern Lights into the Brain Buster.
1, 2. No, only a 2 count. The Viacon Diablo. No, my mistake. That Northern Lights Brainbuster only got him a 2 count, but maybe a CWK might finish the job here. Connects, and now Jay Scott is laid out. The pinfall. 1, 2, 3, and Pistolero puts down Jay Scott before their match at Gold in the Bank.
And now the Highwaymen have swapped momentum in their control, and I'm gonna be honest, Jay Scott, he had his flurries here and there, but Pistolero manhandled him in this match. And if he gets his hands on him in the same way he did here tonight at Gold in the Bank, it could be some more of that sweet revenge for the Highwaymen.
The winner of the match, Pistolero.
There's a reason why he is the most dangerous man on the planet. And Jay Scott just got a first-hand experience of that. While we always called him that, now he really understands just how vicious Pistolero is in that ring.
Absolutely. There's a reason he's such a dangerous competitor. There's a reason he's a former world, YouTube, tag, you name it, champion. But speaking of champions, Connor Gates, Golden Mask, both of them with an opportunity to get that Nemesis World Heavyweight Championship around their waist against BMS at Gold in the Bank. But tonight, substituting for BMS, we've got Chris Edwards as his stand-in, as a bit of a preview for Gold in the Bank. But from what I've heard, I don't think it's going to be a fair 1v1 3-1.
The following triple threat match is set for one fall. Introducing first, Chris Edwards.
The executive assistant of Asvedel model, Chris Edwards, making his way down to the ring as before he faces off in that Gold in the Bank match. He first is going to do just a bit more dirty work for BMS as he's going to face off against Holland, or no, my apology, Connor Gates and Golden Mask.
Yeah, and Chris Edwards, I mean, he's kind of being fed to the wolves here, so to speak, but, I mean, you can't say that this relationship with BMS hasn't paid in dividends for him. I mean, he's now in the Gold in the Bank ladder match. He now has a golden opportunity possibly awaiting him. And you've got to attribute some of that success to BMS and that partnership with him. So while he might be in a disadvantaged position tonight, you've got to feel, though, the ends justify the means.
And his opponent, representing Backroom Dealings, weighing in at 229 pounds, fighting out of North Carolina, the Golden Mask.
The Golden Mask, the leader of the Backroom Dealings, just stares down. Awaiting him is Chris Princess, Chris Edwards, a man that, has been a bit, of a nuisance, say at least, for
He's been a
Golden
thorn in
Mask.
the side of Backroom Dealings for months now. I mean, we see every member of Backroom Dealings, they come out with that Bobby Slam armband. That's because of Chris Edwards. He ended that man's career. And now, Golden Mask, he thought he finally got rid of Chris Edwards, finally got him away from him and his friends and his family, the Backroom Dealings, but now he's got to deal with him messing with his title aspirations.
Yeah, and I think Golden Mask is looking to put down Chris Edwards just one more time before he's going to face off against the BMS and Connor Gates at Gold in the Bank. And we'll see if he's going to be able to do that here tonight.
Weighing in at 210 pounds, from Dudley, England, Connor Gates.
Connor Gates looking for some revenge just on Asvedel model in a whole, as BMS, he took that Nemesis World Championship away from him right after he had that big moment at Endgame, and now Chris Edwards and BMS, they have just been agonizing Connor Gates here tonight, and now he's sick of it, he's fed up with it, and before he faces off against BMS, he wants to put out his frustrations here in this triple threat match, as it looks like Chris Edwards and
this isn't going to be a fair fight at all. I think they're going to stomp this man to death, Sinclair. I think we might need a replacement in the Golden Bank match.
Well, in all honesty, like, this is deserved, to say the least, after BMS and Chris Edwards have been attacking both of these men every single time they have the chance to. This is just some well-deserved karma for Chris Edwards right now.
Well, I'm not saying it's not karmic in nature, but I'm also saying, man, this is not going to end well for Chris Edwards. We have seen people win handicap matches before, this is different. This is not expected.
Yeah, I mean, both of these men, that dragon suplex there from Golden Mask, but they're just taking turns on beating down Chris Edwards. As every time that he tries getting an advantage, either Gates or Golden Mask are just right there to shut him down.
Yeah, and Connor Gates, not even turning his back on Chris Edwards here. This is a month's worth of frustrations, over almost a year's worth of frustrations in the case of Connor Gates being taken out on Chris Edwards collectively. I get the feeling this is cathartic, not just for the men in the ring, but also for some of the audience. But credit to Chris Edwards where credit is due. The man is not backing down from a fight. He is taking his all towards both these men.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's the only thing you really can do, as, you can't really just run away from this, as I'm pretty sure if he were to try to run away, Connor Gates and Golden Mask would be right on his tail.
Yeah, and now we're seeing Connor Gates going for the cover on Chris Edwards. Two.
Oh, only a 2 count, though, as even though all this punishment has been put down on Chris Edwards, it isn't enough. But maybe this Dragon Sleeper will, as he wrenches back on the neck. Chris Edwards nowhere to go, but he's able to fight out of it, and a kick to the back that stops it. But right as he gets out of it, Connor Gates just clotheslines him right into the corner, and then a knee strike that sends him down. Is now twisted view now, and Golden Mask into the pin. And
that's gonna do it. I mean, whether or not that would normally put down Chris Edwards, or whether or not Chris Edwards just kind of gave up, Connor Gates may have dealt the blow, but it was Golden Mask that took the pin, and that's the key thing, is that Connor Gates could be the one to lay out BMS at the pay-per-view, and Golden Mask could still pick up the win. It's all fun and games now when they're bullying Chris Edwards, but when there's a title on the line, Connor Gates needs to be ready to have eyes in the back of his head.
The winner of the match, the Golden Mask.
While this agreement might be short-lived, it definitely was satisfying for Connor Gates and Golden Mask, as they have dished out a bit of karma that is deserved to Chris Edwards.
I think it is not up to me to decide whether or not people deserved to get beat up 2-on-1, but I'll leave it to the pundits and analysts to, give me a bit of a reading later on. But speaking of things that are deserved, now, Sinclair, we talked before the show, and I know you have some very strong opinions on this, but Dark Wrestler Jr. versus Alex Clark, number one contendership for the YouTube title. This is Kingsman versus Kingsman here. This is obviously something put up by Alexander.
This is absolutely disgusting from Alexander, forcing these two teammates to fight amongst each other for the YouTube Championship. This is just despicable from Alexander, but whoever wins this, they're going to have a lot coming for them at Gold in the Bank.
The following match is set for one fall. Introducing first, representing Kingsman, weighing 150 pounds, from Tijuana, Mexico, Dr. Wrestling Jr.
Dr. Wrestling Jr. first coming down to the ring. As you know, it has to be tough facing off against your stablemate, especially when it's someone that has the same goal as you in trying to take away that YouTube Championship. But Dr. Wrestling Jr. and Alex are going to have to fight each other to see who's going to be the one that's going to be able to do that, or at least have the opportunity to do that at Gold in the Bank.
I mean, Dr. Wrestling Jr., he's not a newcomer when it comes to gold, especially the YouTube title. You know, he's held that title proudly and strong before in the past, but, like you said, it's two men with a common goal, but they're going to have to go through themselves to get there. The road to victory is often paved with the bodies of those that you love, and one of them is going to be put to the wayside so the other can move on.
And his opponent, representing Kingsman, weighing 214 pounds, from London, England, Alex Clark.
Alex Clark now quickly making his way down to the ring, as you know, he has a lot to be thinking about with, you know, having to fight one of his fellow Kingsmen, but in the end, you know, both of them know it's for a greater cause. It's not like any of these two have any bad blood with each other. I'm pretty sure they bonded with each other before this match even happened. They both know what's at stake here, but it won't let them ruin this friendship, which is what, you know, I think Alexander's plan is to do, trying to ruin the friendship between Alex Clark and Dr. Wrestling Jr. But I don't think neither of these two men are going to let that happen.
I mean, here's the thing, though, we also have to keep in mind. This is Alex Clark's first big, you know, title opportunity since losing to TJ Black at last year's Merry Mayhem. Not only does he have that wing on, not only does he have the fact that he's fighting a friend, but also his wife was attacked backstage earlier by Empress Aria. You've got to feel there's a lot going on in the mind of Alex Clark, and you've got to feel that the mental advantage is definitely going to Dr. Wrestling Jr. He's been to this stage before, and he's got the mindset to prove it.
Yeah, you make great points. You know, the mental state of Alex Clark clearly isn't in the best shape after the recent events that have happened on this Nemesis. And not only just that, with Dr. Wrestling Jr. as well, like you mentioned, you know, he's been in this spot before. He's held gold before. It's going to be a first time for Alex Clark, but we'll find out if he's going to be ready for it, as right now Dr. Wrestling Jr. is, you know, not letting Alex Clark get anything in here.
Not at all. He is all over Alex Clark, and like I said, Alex Clark just mentally might not be in it right now. He's got so much he's thinking about, he's not even thinking about the YouTube title. He's not even thinking about this match, but he needs to get his head in the game. Relationships are not, friendship are not covered.
Only a one count, though.
But like I was saying, relationships are not, friendships are not. You need to be chasing those titles. That is your legacy in this business. And Alex Clark, really, you've got to feel, needs to be winning major matches, because so far, this is his first big opportunity in nearly a year, Sinclair.
Yeah, and Alex Clark is looking to not make that shot miss as he just slams Dr. Wrestling Jr.'s head onto that turnbuckle multiple times. But Dr. Wrestling Jr. able to bounce back, going up with a drop kick after an Irish whip to the corner, grabbing onto Alex Clark now, putting him onto the ropes. And now...
Oh, up and over.
Oh,
Head scissors takedown there by Dr. Wrestling Jr. And now, looking for the healthiest move in all professional wrestling, the Patience Moonsault.
vicious moonsault there as Dr. Wrestling Jr. with a... Oh!
And good one, the double. The double.
1, 2, no! Alex Clark able to kick out at 2 after, that double patient moonsault there from Dr. Wrestling Jr. Now hauling up. Oh, knee strike, gentle anesthetics right into an apple a day. And that could have been enough to put down Alex Clark. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. And it's going to be Dr. Wrestling Jr. versus Alexander with the YouTube Championship on the line.
The winner of the match and your new #1 contender, Dr. Wrestling Jr.
Well, it has to be a tough pill to swallow for the Kingsmen as they had to fight each other to find out who's going to face off against Alexander at Gold in the Bank. It might be a lot more, sweet if it ends out with Dr. Wrestling Jr. holding the YouTube Championship up high.
Now it's time to stop talking about the future of title matches. We've got a title match right here, right now. Holly Queen, the Openweight Champion, versus Liza Horror, challenging for that title. Only one woman is going to be able to walk away as champion. Holly Queen did do 2 good in title defenses this time of year last year. Let's see if Liza Horror can make it a yearly occurrence of Holly Queen losing championships.
Making her way down to the ring. She's been on an absolute tear this entire time here, ever since the season started, and now it has accumulated into Liza Horror getting a shot at one of the most dominant women here in the CWL and Holly Queen.
Absolutely, and we've seen Liza Horror climb the ranks in real time. It wasn't some meteoric rise, but we have seen her claw her way to the top, and tonight could be the summit of all her hard work.
Yeah, we're gonna find out as, facing off against Holly Queen, it's the toughest challenge today for Liza Horror. But after everything that she's been through since the season started, I think she has a great shot at doing it. But Holly Queen, even if she might be ready for it, the Queen can surprise anyone, making her return to Nemesis after leaving to go to Vindication. She's back here and looking to defend that title once again.
Yeah, and you have to keep in mind, in that tournament, Holly Queen faced off against Liza Horror and won. So you've got to feel that, in the back of Liza's mind, there's a little bit of, okay, first time didn't go so well. Gotta make sure this one counts.
And what a match it would be to count it, in the tournament. The stakes are higher here. And we're gonna find out if we're gonna crown a new openweight champion or if Harley Quinn's gonna defend it once more.
The following match is the main event of Nemesis and is set for one fall and is for the Openweight Championship. Introducing first, the challenger, weighing 137 pounds, from Chicago, Illinois, Liza Hora. And your champion, weighing 140 pounds, from Pearl River, Mississippi, your Openweight champion, Harley Quinn.
And Harley Quinn now looking to defend that one more time, but I believe before Harley Quinn, she saw her brother in a bit of distress before this match happened. So you have to wonder, is the mental state of Harley Quinn affected by what she saw with her brother?
Well, we guess we won't know until the bell rings, I was about to say, but she is someone who usually has a complete iron vault mindset. It is very difficult to crack that tough exterior of Harley Quinn, but like you said, perhaps some familial issues could be the thing to do that. But Liza Horde needs to make sure that she's not banking on it. She needs to bring her absolute best, because all that stuff could be not throwing off Harley Quinn, but rather fueling her.
Yeah, it could be enough to give her the motivation to win this match, as that lariat taking down Liza. As Harley Quinn, we see her working the arm for that vintage royal stretch, which has tapped out so many of her foes, has won her so many championships in the CWL. And if Liza Horde wants to win this match, she has to avoid that stretch at any means necessary.
But also something we need to keep in mind, Sinclair. Tonight, if Harley Quinn is to successfully defend her title, that's it. That's 3 defenses for her Openweight Championship range, which means she earns her rematch clause. And that just makes it so much harder to keep that title out of her grip.
Yeah, because like you said, once you get those 3 defenses, that rematch comes in. You could dethrone Harley Quinn if she does defend the title here tonight. You can dethrone her. But she's going to be coming back for that crown, if I would assume, immediately after losing it. So you would not only have to win against her once, but twice. But Liza Horde looks to try and stop that, but right now it isn't working so well, as now Harley Quinn has that head scissors locked in here, as Liza trying to figure out a way to escape and rolls out of it, getting Harley Quinn off of her. As now Harley Quinn just bouncing back immediately, but no, cut the leg.
And now Liza firing back with some strikes, trying to get something going, but Harley Quinn immediately shutting it down. Kick to the gut, and this is where Liza's gonna find her opening, is with the striking. She can't out-technical, she can't out-power, and we're seeing that right here, the royal stretch locked in, and that could be it already. Locked in, nowhere for Liza to go, and she's forced to tap out.
The royal stretch was enough. Harley Quinn has 3 defenses, and the Queen is still your openweight champion.
The winner of the main event, and still your openweight champion, Harley Quinn.
The Queen continues her run as the openweight champion, but that's all we have for you today, folks. I've been Joey Sinclair. joined by Alexandra Shaw, and we hope you all have a great night.